Yes, baby. Let's bathe in those liberal tears, shall we? Yes. How's everyone doing tonight? It's Scott here from Woke Societies. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. There's a lot of shows going on right now, including Trump's live event. So if you're here, I appreciate it. Thank you for making me your favorite tonight. I appreciate it. We are going to be laughing a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because the ringing is on a different level. And it's only Tuesday. And it just makes me so happy seeing so many people get triggered. So we're all going to be laughing together tonight. And it's going to be a good time. So thanks for everyone for hopping already. We're already at almost 600 viewers. 600 viewers. It's going to be a good time. Thank you to my mods that are here. Great to see you all. Let me know where you're all from in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let everyone know. We are the news now. Got a lot of articles for the pre-show. But before we do that, as everyone comes in, let's get to the sponsor of tonight's stream, shall we? And they're back. Highly demanded. Everyone asks where they go when they disappear. But don't worry, guys. Flip City Magazine, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This is a comedy satire magazine made by two beautiful people out in California. This is Mad Magazine on steroids, ladies and gentlemen, and the best part about it is PC free. This is what the latest issue looks like now. And their new issue is going to be out in the middle of October. And it's a beautiful magazine. It's a satire magazine. We all need to laugh more nowadays, especially with everything going on. And I promise you guys, this is something the whole family can read. You can put this on a shelf and you can save it for years to come. It is a snapshot of history. Again, two beautiful people, two beautiful patriots out in California have no ties to anyone. They're completely independent, doing this on their own, blood, sweat, and tears, making this beautiful product. And Scott, how much is this? Well, let's go to their website and find out. When you go to flipcitymag.com, you're going to see their beautiful website here. You can also you can check out some excerpts from their magazine just to get a taste of what you're going to be getting. But when you go to their subscription link right here, you're going to go to their price page. Now, right now, previously it was 4 issues per year. After this year, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be getting a whopping 6 issues for the yearly subscription only for $27.49. It's 6 issues, ladies and gentlemen, for the entire year. Not even $30 you're paying for this. This is cheap. Super cheap. And it's worth every dollar. Get the yearly subscription. If you don't want that, you can get a single issue for $5.99, which is fine as well. But there they are. These beautiful things, when they get mailed to you guys, they come in this nice professional package. And when you open it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is holding art in my hands. And the best part about it, they can now ship international. So the entire world can laugh at us, at the same people we talk about on this channel. Isn't that great? I think that's great. So check them out, ladies and gentlemen. This is flipcitymag.com. And when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. So I appreciate it. Just going to check a quick setting on my sounds real quick. And then we're going to get into the pre-show. And it's going to be fantastic. Let's look. Oh, we're good. All right. We're good. Audio sounds good. I'm loving it. You guys are loving it. Let me know where you're all in the chat. Let me know where you're from. So, today, some news from the ultimate rear. Alyssa Milano calls 911, sparking massive police presence in her quiet California neighborhood, claiming an armed gunman was on her property. But it really was a teen shooting at squirrels with an air gun. Alyssa Milano, one of the biggest proponents in Hollywood, calling for the defunding of the police, calls 911 in response to a shooting on her yard. But it was just a kid shooting squirrels with his BB gun. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And speaking of people that live out in Hollywood, speaking of them, LeBron James in the news once again. But not for anything good, obviously. LeBron actively looking to pay convicted felons fines to vote in election. Celebrities and athletes are known to endorse presidential candidates. LeBron James is taking that initiative a step further. LeBron and the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition are actively sending text messages to residents for the purpose of forwarding them to convicted felons, Outkick has learned. LeBron and the group are offering to pay fines and fees so felons can vote in the upcoming presidential election. You want to know what's funny? Matt Gaetz right now brought it up today that he wants an investigation done into Bloomberg for Florida for doing the same exact thing, for bailing out specifically Joe Biden voters that are felons so they can vote. That's happening right now. Funny how these elite have a lot of things aligned with each other, and as far as bailing out felons, that seems to be one of the things on the list. Isn't that crazy? And in other news, South Korean president declares end to Korean war to open door for complete denuclearization and permanent peace. Isn't that funny? It seems like everyone's getting the peace bug ever since Trump orchestrated the Abraham Accords, bringing peace to the Middle East, and all these other countries are now looking at all the peace going on and all the normalization and economic deals and all the tourism that's going to be rushing through once this COVID bullshit's over. And they're going to want to get a piece of it, and it's just going to spread because guess what? Everyone loves making money. Nobody likes war except for the military industrial complex and the mainstream media. For everyone else out there, me and you, we just want peace. We don't want to be bombing and killing people. None of that here. None of that here. But guess what? World War III is still yet to happen. It was supposed to happen 4 years ago, but it still hasn't. Other great news, the 2 LA deputies that were ambushed last week, the one lady was shot through the jaw. They have both been discharged and have a long road to recovery, but they are alive and they are on their road to recovery, which is always good news. Always good news. And to give you guys a quick update on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, we're going fire speed today. The Second Circuit arguments over the unsealing of Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition was rescheduled last week to October 13th. It was supposed to be today, but it's been pushed back to October 13th. So more of those documents are set to be released on the 13th. So we'll have to be looking out for them. And these little rumors about Julian Assange also came out today, that he's hearing voices in his head. And possibly might commit suicide if he's sent to the US. Now, I don't know if any of these are true. I have no idea. But it's something to keep an eye on. I believe Assange is going to make a sweet deal with Trump and to get on their way with it. In other news, Hillary Clinton will launch a new podcast with iHeart Media called You and Me Both with Hillary Clinton on September 29th. Breaking news, nobody gives a shit about Hillary Clinton's podcast. All right. That was all the quick, fast articles I wanted to get the show started tonight. And I think everyone's coming in, rushing in, and we're already up to 1,100 viewers. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I know there are a lot of things going on right now. Trump's live right now. There's a bunch of shows going on right now. It seems to be the night to have shows right now. But that's all right. We're going to enjoy our time here with the you guys. The woke fam is strong. Go check out my sponsors. Go check out the merch store. Go check out the new hat that I got that says, "Fill this seat." Fill that seat. My brother just made it. It's in the link below. Go check it out. So you guys ready to laugh a little bit more today? I'm ready to laugh a little bit more today. This video right here is nothing but sweet, sweet karma. And when it happens, you're going to see it on the show for sure. And especially when it's someone that is screaming at Trump supporters like a lunatic, just like you saw in the beginning of the show. Oh, we have more of it. And thanks to my buddy Eddie out there, the effing doctor. He threw this to me last second. I saw it earlier today. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this, but you know what? He convinced me, and I thought it was funny, and you guys can all enjoy it. So we're going to watch this video here of this, not unhinged woman screaming in her car, flipping off Trump supporters, and you're going to see what happens to her. So we're going to play this video, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the intro. Take a watch. Karma's a bitch, isn't it? Trump 2020, baby.
Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, Patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold. Stay woke, open up your eyes and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. Woke society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow.
All right, beautiful. Perfect beginning of the show, guys. Perfect intro. Thank you guys for coming in tonight again. Like, share, subscribe, comment, let everyone know we are the news now. This is the Woke Society's YouTube channel /podcast. We're going to get into it now. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to the mods that are here already. Any of you those trolls, just crush them. Crush them. All right, so what's all the ream going about? Why is everyone getting so triggered on the left right now? All the news is still carrying over from RBG's death. And we're still seeing the outpouring of amazing videos that God has given us here with these people that are so unhinged. And it's just been an outpouring of amazing content for us to laugh at. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. So when is Trump going to put his pick in? We have a video here talking about it. I'm actually not even going to... Actually, you know what? I am going to play it. This video is from yesterday, but we do have some updates today. But I want to display this video so you guys can hear it real quick. What did Trump say? When is this? This is going to be Friday or maybe Saturday. We know it's going to be Saturday, but look at his reasoning as why he's delaying to Saturday.
Now you're going to push back hard.
Yes, I think I'll stay in this seat, but thank you, Mr. President. So you said you'll make the announcement this week. Can you tell us more about that? Will it be the beginning of the week? What day?
I think it'll be on Friday or Saturday, and we want to pay respect. It looks like we will have probably services on Thursday or Friday, as I understand it. I think, due respect, we should wait till the services are over for Justice Ginsburg.
Isn't Trump such a gentleman? He wanted to wait till the services were over for Justice Ginsburg, and that's exactly why he's waiting. But it just gives more and more time for the media to boil, all the lefties to boil, and all these women who, for whatever reason, the only place they can scream their emotions out are when they're driving behind the wheel of a car while filming themselves. I love the delay. They don't want to delay much longer than that, but we're hearing news now it's going to be Saturday. He has some picks, but it's going to be a woman. We know that for sure. People are saying it's Allison Barrett. Everyone's saying that, and the reason why I don't think it's going to be her is because everyone is saying it's going to be her. Trump is always full of surprises. We know it's going to be a woman. We're going to have to wait and see. But supposedly he's going to be doing it on Saturday, and he's going to be making an announcement. He said usually around 5 or 6 o'clock he's going to have a formal announcement to congratulate and to announce it, essentially. But the funny thing is, the ring is just beginning. The outpouring of just insane, unhinged emotion is coming, and more than anybody, the Democrats are going insane about this. They're going absolutely insane, and we're seeing it here from the Blaze. Democrats threaten possible second Trump impeachment over GOP filling SCOTUS vacancy on Constitution as Constitution allows. And the ones that are heading this are AOC, Chuck Schumer, and not a surprise, crazy Nancy Pelosi. But AOC here had some things to say about it, saying that Barr and Trump have done a lot of illegal things, potentially illegal things, since they've taken the throne. And we're going to look at every avenue possible to do this. And her exact words said, well, I believe that certainly there has been an enormous amount of law breaking in the Trump administration. I believe that Attorney General Barr is unfit for office and that he has pursued potentially law breaking behavior. That being said, these are procedures and decisions that are largely up to House Democratic leadership, but I believe that also we must consider again all the tools available to our disposal. And while she is saying this, this douchebag here, Chuck Schumer, is nodding next to her. nodding next to her. And let me see if I got the clip of this. I think it's right here.
Being open to all ideas to buy time, would you be in support of potentially renewing talks of an impeachment hearing, either against the Attorney General or the President?
Well, I think I believe that certainly there has been an enormous amount of law breaking in the Trump administration. I believe that Attorney General Barr is unfit for office, and that he has pursued potentially law breaking behavior. That being said, these are procedures that are and decisions that are largely up to House Democratic leadership. But I believe that also we must consider, again, all of the tools available to our disposal, and that all of these options should be entertained and on the table.
Congresswoman,
that was some aggressive head nodding there, Schumer. But there he is. There he is. The face of the new Democratic Party, AOC, saying that we're going to go down all roads to see what we can do to Trump. Throw as many monkey wrenches as we can. We're going to even bring up impeachment. But yeah, he was impeached already in January, remember? They got him for impeachment. But Chuck Schumer was out here today talking in New York City about whatever the hell he was talking. I don't even know what he was saying, but he got heckled. He got heckled, and you guys are going to enjoy this clip. Take a watch.
Democrats are fighting as hard as we can to protect Americans. And we need Americans to fight.
Stop lying to the people. Jesus saves. Jesus saves. Stop lying to the people. Jesus loves you guys.
Thank you. Democrats are fighting as hard as we can to protect Americans, but we need
Jesus saves, everybody. And to stop lying, Schumer. Please stop lying. Please stop lying. It's only 2020. In only 2020 can a president get impeached for doing his constitutional duty to fill a vacated seat in the Supreme Court. You cannot make this stuff up. If it wasn't so obvious now about how desperate the Dems are for power, it is more apparent now than it's ever been. I don't know how else it can get more obvious than this, where literally anybody before Trump, what he is doing, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't even matter if it was Democrat or Republican president. They would be filling the seat. It's unprecedented that it wouldn't happen. But here we are. Here we are. And it wasn't just these two. Like I said, AOC and Chuck Schumer are the ones that are putting this out there, but Crazy Nancy as well. And she's talking about she's got some arrows in her quiver. She's got some arrows ready to go in her quiver. But something really weird happened with her in this interview with Stephanopoulos the other day. If you didn't see, you're going to see it right now. Stephanopoulos was talking to Nancy Pelosi about what kind of road the Dems are going to take, and she seems to kind of have a glitch, and something weird happens. Take a watch.
Ginsburg.
But to be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. We have a responsibility to meet the needs of the American people.
Look at this guy's face. He's like, what the hell just happened? And because the internet is so great, somebody decided to put a reset Windows XP logo soundbite into this clip, and it made it so much better. So let's watch the real glitch here and see what it sounds like. Here we go.
States, as I said, on Friday, I started their early voting the day that we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
But to be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
How many shots do you guys think she took before this? Or maybe she's having a stroke. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. She completely just stops and she says, good morning. Happy Sunday. What is going on here? Do the Dems have something eating their brains away? Literally, what is going on here? It's very, very disturbing. If it doesn't get more unhinged than that, Speaker Pelosi was talking yesterday or last night as well, that the Republicans, they're coming for our children.
Clean air, clean water, pollution, They're coming after your children. Protect your children from what they're trying to do in this court.
Nancy, I don't know what you're talking about. The only thing that I see as far as protecting children is Donald Trump and his efforts to take down human trafficking rings, child sex rings, pedophile rings, whatever you want to call them. This administration has been the only one that is going after these people and protecting children that are in the most need in the entire world. It's human slavery, Nancy. And apparently Republicans are the ones that children should be afraid of them. It blows my mind. How did I not know this until now? That even my son, I need to hide them from the Republicans. My God. My God, how far from reality have we come? We've come a long way, ladies and gentlemen, a real long walk away from reality. And these people are so desperate now, they're running out of cards to play. And the fact that we're even facing, entertaining talks of impeachment because Trump wants to nominate a Supreme Court justice, it's his duty to do that. We are literally talking about this. And today, the press secretary was again receiving questions from the clown media that literally asked nothing important, just scoreboard tactics. Let's get one on Trump. Let's get one on Trump here for a soundbite. But Press Secretary Kayleigh again comes through and she shuts these people down. Listen to her talk back to these reporters, and it's always good. You know it's going to be fire.
Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have officially shown their blatant disregard for the United States Constitution. Apparently, it is now a high crime and misdemeanor worthy of impeachment for a lawfully elected President of the United States to exercise his constitutional duty. Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution clearly states that the president, quote, shall nominate, end quote, justices of the Supreme Court when a vacancy occurs. No matter the time, no matter the politics of the day, the president is the president. There's nothing in the Constitution that says the president stops being the president in an election year.
And it's that simple. It's that simple. Literally, a high crime or misdemeanor is worthy of impeachment. And where in the books does it say that? Because if you guys didn't hear, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, supposedly, no one believes this. I don't believe this at all. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's dying wish was to have a appointee made after a new president was elected, which to me sounds like the biggest BS of all time. Because if you're truly a Supreme Court justice, you have some knowledge of the Constitution, you would think. It's constitutional for Trump to do this immediately and not wait. It doesn't say anywhere that we have to follow the wishes of a dead woman that was a previous justice in the Constitution. The last I checked, that doesn't exist, but it seems like Obama, Hillary, the mainstream media, everyone that's against Trump is jumping on this train, including Hollywood, including the douchebags in Hollywood, are all going in with this stupid rhetoric. And God, they look so dumb. They look so dumb. It blows my mind. We're talking about misdemeanors for something that any president that would be sitting there besides Trump would do. Nothing would be being said right now. This is how bad they want this man out. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. But you want to see how really crazy the Dems are. Kayleigh goes in even further and talks about a quote from Don Lemon last night. And is this really a surprise from CNN? Not at all. Let's take a watch.
Democrats cannot win their argument on the merits. They cannot win on precedent, so they must search and destroy. Don Lemon said the quiet part out loud last night. He said this: we're going to have to blow up the entire system if the president does his job as outlined in the Constitution. That's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. We fight to protect the system. We fight to protect the Constitution. When Democrats say outright, we are going to blow up the entire system because we do not get our way. This president will proceed undaunted by Democrat threats. President Trump will fulfill his duty. President Trump will appoint the next Supreme Court justice. President Trump will protect religious liberty. President Trump will protect our freedom of speech. President Trump will protect our Second Amendment. Under this president, our rights will be upheld, our Constitution safeguarded, and this president will fill that seat.
He will fill that seat. And isn't it funny? Why is it when the Dems don't get their way now, instead of, because impeachment didn't work, Robert Mueller didn't work, all these fake investigations haven't worked. You know what? The people are going to have to learn this the hard way. Let's blow the whole entire system up. Let's burn shit down. Let's get these anarchists in the streets. Let's show these people who's really in charge. Trump is the only man that's standing between them and the rest of this country and us from losing everything. And she just went off a list. Second Amendment rights, religious rights, all these things that are foundations to our country are going to be stripped away. They were on their way to being stripped away, but it's not going to happen anymore. And this is, again, why it's so important why Trump gets reelected this year. It's everything that this country, it's the last thing that this country has to stand for as far as patriots and people that love this country, and the other ones that want to completely, they're already here, that are ready to gut us from the inside out. Already ready. And she said he is not going to back down from Democratic threats. Not that she even needs to say that. We don't need to hear that. Trump has proven himself already. But Kayleigh, she does an excellent job. She always crushes it. And she said Donald Trump will be appointing the next Supreme Court justice. And that's that. And it's going to be happening Saturday. And we just have to wait to see what happens as far as the name. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But apparently Don Lemon over there at CNN thinks we should just blow the whole thing up and just light it on fire. Like the people that they're still currently encouraging every day. By the way, the BLM Antifa riots, have you noticed how much little coverage they've gotten? It's almost like they disappeared. They're still happening, especially out in Portland. They're still happening. But look what happens when the focus of the mainstream media goes to something else, because RBG's death is everything right now. Look how little coverage of the riots have gone, and it's almost as if it's not even happening. Amazing how that works in this world. The mainstream media has the most blood in their hands, I believe, out of anybody, and I hope to God they go down when this is all said and done. So let's go. Let's transition gears here. And thank you guys for hopping in here. We're halfway through the show already. We're almost at 2,000 viewers. I will take anything in the 2000s tonight because I know there are a lot of things going on right now. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of shows. I know Trump's live right now. So thank you guys. Hit that like button. Let everyone know we are the news now. You guys have been fantastic already. Great. All right. So this story here from Stars and Stripes. This story was crazy. NYPD officer and Army reservist worked as spy for China, feds say. This is unreal. More Chinese influence. A New York police officer assigned to a Queen Station house has been spying for the Chinese government, tracking local supporters of the Tibetan independence movement and giving intelligence to Chinese officials, federal prosecutors alleged on Monday. Not even going to attempt that name, but his last name is Ang Wang, 33, who is also a U.S. Army reservist as a staff sergeant stationed at Fort Dix in New Jersey, has been charged with illegally acting as a foreign agent, wire fraud, and making false statements for lying on official government forms about his contacts with China. He's also accused of obstructing his national security background check, which helped conceal his spying efforts. That began in 2014. He's been here for a little while doing this, and he finally just got caught. But his maximum sentence, if he's convicted, I'm sure he's going to be, is 55 years. That's not a life sentence. He's 33. There's the end of your life. Ang Wang, a naturalized U.S. citizen, has been a member of the New York City Police Department since 2016. As an Army reservist, he had a secret security clearance. Ang Wang also served 5 years in the Marines. He also tried to connect one of his consulate contacts with influential members of the NYPD by inviting the officials to events, prosecutors said. He violated every oath he took in this country, including to his country, the U.S. Army, and the NYPD, Police Commissioner Dermot Shea said in a statement. And Ang Wang violated his sworn oath as a New York City police officer to protect and serve the citizens of New York by instead reporting to the People's Republic of China government officials about the activities of Chinese citizens in the New York area and developing intelligence sources within the Tibetan community. In the United States, acting U.S. Attorney Seth Ducharme added in a statement, China has stolen so much intellectual property from us. They have completely infiltrated Hollywood, a lot of our entertainment business, and a lot of our states. And as far as the measures that they push and the bills they push through, have some kind of Chinese influence on them. Does it really surprise you when you find out stories like this, that there are Chinese people that have their allegiance to China actually embedded in police, NYPD of all police stations, one of the most prestigious police stations in the country, not even in the world. And you have guys like this embedded in there doing spy operations on other Chinese people, Tibetan people especially, in the United States, in New York, and trying to infiltrate into the upper ranks, which we see here from the Department of Justice. It gets a little bit deeper here. This case serves as yet another reminder that China represents the biggest counterintelligence threat to the United States, and this is what Trump and many others have said, even Grinnell has been saying this, and that the FBI and our partners will be aggressive in investigating and stopping such activities within our nation. This is the definition of an insider threat. As alleged, Ang Wang operated on behalf of a foreign government, lied to gain his clearance, and used his position as an NYPD police officer to aid the Chinese government's subversive and illegal attempts to recruit intelligence sources. According to court documents, Ang Wang was explicit about his motivations, telling his PRC official handler that was wanted to get promoted within NYPD so that he could assist the PRC and bring glory to China. There you go. There you go. Glory to China. Great. In addition, Ang Wang told his handler that the handler's superior in Beijing should be happy because you have stretched your reach into the police. Now, that's a scary statement. You have stretched your reach into the police, and this man, his sole motivation was to bring glory to China. Funny how these people are Chinese and not Russian. Not that Russia is not a threat, but when you prioritize, I've talked about this on this channel a million times, when you prioritize different countries and different dangers and threat level, China is the number one on that list. And people want to say Trump is just diverting because he's friends with Putin. It's the oldest line in the book. I am sick and tired of hearing it. I used to say that shit all the time, and now I look back at how stupid I was 4 years ago. Drinking that Kool-Aid. God, and now when I hear it, it just drives me up the wall. But more examples of Chinese infiltration in this country. We are the last stronghold in the world, and if we fall, the rest of the world will fall with us. Enjoy communism for the entire world, everybody. Capitalism will die, and I don't know what the world will look like after that. But this is just mountains of examples of this happening. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop, but we'll see. We'll see. Trump was talking today that China needs to be held responsible for COVID. I don't know what that looks like, but he's still calling them out, which is always a good thing. Other news here from the Department of Justice. This is big. This is some of the biggest news that has come out from Barr as far as the protesters and what's going on with these cities that have been completely destroyed by the rioters. The U.S. Department of Justice today identified the following 3 jurisdictions that have permitted violence and destruction of property to persist and have refused to undertake reasonable measures to counteract criminal activities. New York City, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle and Washington. The Department of Justice is continuing to work to identify jurisdictions that meet the criteria set out in the President's memorandum and will periodically update the list of selected jurisdictions as required therein. This list is not complete. This list is not complete, which is always good to hear because I can guarantee you that list is going to get bigger, and it should get bigger, and it gets better. It gets better for this. Me being in New York, excuse me. Me being in New York, reading about New York City, this is music to my ears. Shootings in New York City have been on the rise, up to 177% over July. In August 2020, shootings increased 166% from last year, August 2019. While the city faced increased unrest, gun violence, property damage, the New York City Council cut $1 billion from NYPD. The budget resulted in the cancellation of the new police recruiting class. Say goodbye to those new jobs, kids. Cuts to overtime spending, and the transfer of certain police functions, including school safety, out of the NYPD. Meanwhile, the Manhattan and Brooklyn District Attorney have declined to prosecute charges of disorderly conduct and unlawful assembly arising from the protests, and the District Attorney and Queen in the Bronx have declined to prosecute other protest-related charges. Do you guys see the common themes here? DAs refusing to press charges, just like the one that was out in Portland. And to boot, both Mayor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo have forcibly rejected federal law enforcement support. There you go. And in doing so, with this, they are going to be labeling certain cities as anarchist zones. And guess what? All these governors that are bitching and complaining that they want money from the government to fix their cities, guess who's not going to get that? These cities that I just listed off. Because in any other administration, they would have gotten the bailout. And they were banking on this bailout. They think they can play Trump, ladies and gentlemen, and they just keep playing themselves. That is what I keep seeing over and over again, and why this man's a genius. And just like me, I plan on moving out of New York probably by the end of the year, if not earlier. People are moving out of California. People are moving out of New York. They're going to other states that have better living conditions, that aren't going to tax the complete living shit out of people. And I don't know if New York City is ever going to come back to its former glory. I honestly don't care. These people deserve everything they have coming to them. Every single one of them. And even if Cuomo survives this whole entire ordeal with the nursing homes, no one's coming back to that city. Why would you do business in cities like this when governors completely let it go? The cops are doing their jobs, and literally the same day these people get a mugshot, then they let them right back out. Why would you work for them? And all these police officers, these good police officers, especially out here in New York, they are getting swallowed up by other police departments all across the country. We have some of the best police officers in the country, if not the world. And all these other states are more than happy to take them. No problem at all. And rightfully so. It is great to see that. And it's just really fun. It's really fun to see the destruction of what's going on here. Now, me being a New Yorker, this made me happy. It made me really happy because we know about the big fat Black Lives Matter logo that is in front of Trump Tower. Well, the New Yorkers in Brooklyn made a different sign, and we're going to see it here. They're walking on it right now. And don't worry, we're going to be able to see this. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. And you guys want to see what he was walking on? Oh, yes, this isn't photoshopped. This was real. Written in the same font and color as Black Lives Matter. And you guys can read for yourselves. I don't have to say it. This made me so happy. And we found out. It didn't even last a day or two. They had the city go in and clean this one up. Of course they did. Of course they did. But it really made me happy to see New Yorkers stand up and actually call out these people, because it's not just the New Yorkers. It's states like Florida, and hats off to your governor out in Florida, Ron DeSantis, putting out these new laws and increasing penalties for rioters. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get water. I didn't put any on my desk. My throat is killing me. Just one moment. Okay, we're back. So we're talking about Ron DeSantis here. He said, today I announced bold legislation that creates new criminal offenses and increases penalties for those who target law enforcement and participate in violent or disorderly assemblies. We will always stand with our men and women in uniform who keep our communities safe. And he goes ham on this. They're going to anybody that prohibits or violates disorderly assemblies, 3rd-degree felony, when 7 or more persons are involved. Prohibition on obstructing roadways, 3rd-degree felony. Prohibition on destroying or toppling monuments, 2nd-degree felony. And he even goes as far as RICO. To anyone who organizes or funds these events, they could be possibly sentenced under RICO, which is great. And the best part here says no defund the police permitted, prohibits state grants or aid to any local government that slashes the budget for law enforcement penalties. And he actually talked about this today, and you guys can hear it for yourself. DeSantis talking about what's going to happen to local governments and if they decide to defund the police.
That needs to be done. So we have a number of initiatives designed to protect citizens and taxpayers. One, we are not going to permit localities to defund the police. If you defund the police, then the state is going to defund any grant or aids coming to you. And that applies to any municipality or local government throughout the state of Florida. We also understand that.
Now that is a governor I can get behind right there. A governor finally speaking common sense. And he's stepping up for his police, and he's got the police officer right behind one of the chiefs there. How awesome is that? And anybody living out in Florida, give me a 1. Let me know that you're out there, because out of all the states that I'm looking at, that one is looking the most suitable for me and my family, because I am so tired of living under these expensive rules, these taxes, the rules. The shutdowns are still going on. There's no end in sight. The city restaurants are even open still. Can you believe that? I'm not in the city, but I'm close enough. Close enough. And it's not getting any better out here. But my God, finally somebody that is standing up to all the BS out here and is putting down laws, even RICO laws, and even threatening their local municipalities, saying, if you decide to defund the police, say goodbye to your state-funded grants. Say goodbye to the money that we give to you. You want to go that way? Guess what? You're going to pay the consequences. And people that live underneath you, they're not going to be very happy. Look what happens when there are consequences to actions. And have you really seen anything out in Florida really happening? I haven't seen anything. And it's so good to see people step up and be a man about it and put this stuff to bed before it gets worse than it needs to be. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy here. So one other story here that, actually, here we go. This one right here. Oh, there she is. You'll see her in a minute. A woman suspected of sending ricin to the White House is arrested at Canada border. This stuff, it's not really surprising to me that this stuff is happening more and more. But this was pretty scary. No one's really have any other information besides this. She was arrested, but she sent an envelope full of ricin, not only to the president, but she also sent it to 6 other deputies, I believe, or police departments out in Texas as well. No one knows her motive yet. Obviously, yeah, if you're going to get an envelope full of rice, we kind of can figure out what the motive was. But as far as who she's with, was she part of a group? No one really knows. But we got her mugshot here, and you guys just saw it. Woman accused of mailing ricin to Trump identified as Pascal Ferrier. And I tweeted out today, ladies and gentlemen. I literally tweeted this out. She looks like she could be the mother of all these ugly-ass Antifa kids that we see on the internet all the time. Look at that face. Just look at that face. Doesn't she look like she has given birth to every single one of those soy boy, blue-haired freaks out there? Out in Portland. Just look at that face. Look at that face. It seems like everyone that hates Trump is just an ugly, disgusting mess. And I don't even know. Is that a woman? I'm not sure, Branchman. I am not sure. But dear Lord, keep praying for this man, ladies and gentlemen. Keep praying for this man, because it's not going to get any better for him. And when you see what he's doing with Big Pharma, as far as dropping the drug prices, and he also took over the decision making as far as what the FDA does, as far as emergency medicine. Trump now has the power to accept or deny emergency medicine, and he can bypass the FDA. This is huge. He is undercutting the people that we talk about in the deep state. The ones that even Q mentioned, sometimes when they talk about the pictures they post on the boards about the people being in the background, the ones that are in the background are sometimes more lethal than the ones that we know of. These people that Trump are affecting are those people that we don't even know their names yet. He is cutting into their wallets. Don't be surprised if there's more attempts. I'm just speaking reality. You can be upset at me. Don't speak that into existence, but I'm not speaking anything into existence. I'm just looking at what's happening in current events here. Keep praying for the man. He's going to need it. He's going to need everything that he can get up until the election, because we're going to landslide it. Now, as far as COVID news here, I'm only bringing this up because I hate talking about COVID. I'm so over it. But we need to call out the CDC, because what they did is they're just a clown show, just like the Democrats and this Dr. Fauci, all these people that are associated with these the know-all be-all as far as science, right? CDC deleted guidance about coronavirus being airborne, says it was posted in error. Shocker. The CDC abruptly removed language about the airborne transmission of the coronavirus that had posted days earlier. No way. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday removed guidance on its website that stated that the coronavirus is able to spread through respiratory droplets or small particles such as those in aerosols produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, sings, talks, or breathes, which is to say the virus can linger in the air and be spread just through respiratory droplets. The CDC, however, said the statement, which was posted on Friday, was a work in progress and published in error. No way. The CDC's website has suffered a number of mix-ups and errors pertaining to its coronavirus guidance pages. It's been going on since this whole entire thing has started. On Friday, the site was also updated to say that anyone who has been in contact with an infected individual should receive a coronavirus test, which was a reversal from a former posted stance that said not all people who have potentially been exposed need to be tested. How can we trust the CDC and the WHO when there's been reversal upon reversal upon reversal of information, and something as, you know, as big as this pandemic 2020 with coronavirus? You think they would make sure that their information is 100% as accurate as possible before putting out things and then retracting them. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds to me nothing different than what the mainstream media does on a daily basis. We see what Project Veritas with their wall of shame and how many retractions these people put out all the time. And this is what YouTube has been going after everybody about. That we need to follow the CDC and the WHO. All this stuff. And so many times it has been reversed. And even here on CBS News, and there's all different reasons. The reasons don't even match depending on what outlet you're looking at. Before they said it was an error. When CBS News asked the CDC, the spokesperson Tom Skinner said it was poorly written. Poorly written. What are we supposed to believe, ladies and gentlemen? What are we supposed to believe? I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I have no idea. All I know is to use common sense and to use your own mind with this stuff. Just use your own brain. It's not hard to see through all this. It's really not. And when you have a place like the CDC talking about all this stuff and they're constantly reversing stuff. Remember it was 2-3 weeks to bend the curve or whatever it was. To drop the curve, whatever their stupid saying was, especially out here in New York with Cuomo. We were going through our phases, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. By phase 4, we're going back to normal. And normal just keeps being delayed and punted and punted and punted. It never ends. It never ends. But you want to know what also never ends, which is always a gift, just like the reading women that we started off the show with. The sound bites and the video clips of Joe Biden botching so many things, and this one just recently, you can't make this stuff up. Cannot make this stuff up. He botches the Pledge of Allegiance. Listen to what he says.
America. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. One nation, indivisible, under God, for real. America.
Let's just hear him one more time.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. One nation, indivisible, under God, for real.
The one God for real. Tell me what are the chances that, the Democrats are all about getting rid of God, especially out of America. That's very apparent. We saw with their Democratic National Convention where they had people proudly stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance and literally take an awkward pause in front of the camera where they were supposed to say under God. Instead, it was just an awkward. Then they continued. How is it possible that Joe Biden here forgets the word under God, but he says not even that, it's under God for real? Apparently this guy that he's talking about is the real one for real. You can't make this stuff up. You really, really can't. But it gets worse. Joe Biden admitted he doesn't even have a chance yesterday. And what am I talking about? Listen to this sound clip here. Here we go.
How you doing, Joe?
You don't have a chance, Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
You don't have a chance, Joe.
Hey.
Probably not, but if I do, I'll come for you.
Oh,
you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance.
He said, probably not, but if I do, I'll come back for you. What? It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute joke. And last one here. We'll just stop right here. The one he was on, this is from Sean Hannity. He was talking about where he literally says, I lost the line. Listen to this.
There are going to be no deportations in the first 100 days of my campaign.
Let me get that right. You are going to
freeze deportations?
Freeze deportations for the first 100 days. And only people will be deported are people who committed a felony while here. That's number one. Okay, I lost that line.
Yeah, well, but that's good because we could talk, you and I, on that.
Okay.
He literally looked over at the camera person and said, "Oh, I lost that line." And the interviewer here comes, "No, it's okay. Me and you can talk about this. You know, we can do this a little bit unscripted, Joe. It's totally okay. It's totally okay, buddy." This is the man that's supposedly going to be getting up on stage with Trump. And the worst part is yesterday. No, I think this was today. This was today. Alex Sears here is marking a calendar of when Joe's campaign has called it quits, literally the morning of a day. They call it putting a lid on it or something like that. There's a political term for it, but really all it means is that the Joe Biden campaign is not doing anything for that day. No media, no news, no nothing. And these are the days he has skipped so far. And it looks like we're getting up to 3 days a week here in September. And Trump is literally doing 2 rallies in a day. 2 rallies in a day, flying from different states. Everyone that mostly people here in the chat have probably flown. Even if you're doing a 3-4 hour flight, flights make you tired. They make you tired. Can you imagine going from state to state within the same day, then going back to the White House the same night, doing rallies, doing everything they possibly can? It's not just Trump. It's Ivanka. It's his son. It's his sons. They're all out there. Pence is out there, hitting different states all at the same time. And Joe Biden's campaign is literally taking whole days off. And we have Joe Biden here saying, "Yeah, I don't think I have a chance." You can't make this stuff up. But there is one thing, and I just want to get back to what Nancy Pelosi said about how we need to fear Republicans. Listen, the Republicans, they're not much different than the Democrats. A lot of them are probably closet Democrats. There's a lot of rhinos. And even the one we didn't even talk about today, what's his name? You guys can probably tell me. He's an absolute rhino who's supposedly going to vote for Trump's new nominee. I can't remember his name. It's slipping right now. But he is one of the ultimate rhinos. Even the Democrat. Oh, Mitt Romney. Perfect example. Remember when all the Democrats were loving him not too long ago? And now all of a sudden they all hate him because he's going to support the nominee that Trump's putting through. This guy is the ultimate piece of shit. He plays the middle ground, but he's really a Democrat. It's not a surprise. But Republicans talking about, or Nancy talking about, that Republicans, you need to get your children away from them. They're going to harm you. Just yesterday, Ivanka Trump, we also saw a bunch of other big names talking about this, talking about money being granted to agencies and organizations that are completely trying to just get rid of, completely evaporate child and human trafficking. And yesterday it was announced by Ivanka here that $100 million in new grants are going to be granted to these organizations. And here's what she had to say about it.
With over $100 million being announced today in new grants, it's the administration's largest ever investment in Department of Justice grants to combat the scourge of human trafficking, arguably the gravest of human rights violations. This will support victim services. It will strengthen human trafficking task force, such as the great ones here in Georgia, and support unprecedented victim housing assistance across the nation.
Boom. And now I'm relatively new to politics. People that I've talked to and just seeing what I'm seeing on a daily basis, because I'm in this stuff every day. Everyone that I've seen and just the evidence I've seen from this administration, it's not words, it's all actions. I have never seen an administration tackle a specific problem such as this. I think the biggest problem, the darkest problem in our world right now is human and child trafficking. It's slavery. It's modern day slavery. And what they do to these kids, it's girls and boys. It's absolutely disgusting. We don't even have to get into it. You guys have imaginations of yourselves. But even Tim Tebow was talking about this yesterday. Now he's part of the group now, AG Barr, as far as tackling these issues. And he said something that was I felt really important to say. He's like, we're not creating nonprofits. We are creating emergency responders to this. A rescue operation. That's what he said. A rescue operation. We're not sitting on money that's being donated to victims. We're literally funding operations for these people to go out and get these kids out of these people's hands and literally shut them down permanently. This is going after the cartels. This is going after a lot of the quote unquote deep state, because guaranteed drugs make a lot of money, guns make a lot of money. But guess what? Humans and children, they're top dollar. They're top dollar. And you wonder where all these missing people, all these missing kids go every year. They end up in these rings and you never hear from them or see them ever again. And it's really sad. It's really, really sad. But you see an absolute full-on assault from the Trump administration, and it's being carried out by Ivanka and AG Barr and everyone else that's in his administration that's tackling this issue. And it's, how can you not vote for this again? You never hear the mainstream media, the Democrats, ever talk about child or human trafficking. You don't hear a word out of it from Hollywood. You don't hear it from any of these people that align, that have their alignments, and we know who they are. They never talk about this stuff, ever. Why does it take somebody like me and all my friends out there who are regular people to talk about these issues? Why does it take this? It should never have gotten this far. It should never have gotten this far. And last thing I want to end here, from Kevin Cork, this quote. I don't know where this quote's from, but I felt it really resonated with me and I absolutely love it. As sure as the morning sun pierces the horizon, your enemy moves furtively, planning evil. They cry tyranny when in truth it is they who lust for it. But no, this patriot, this time we are ready for their lies and deceit and will smite them all. Have a great week. #Liberty. What a great quote. And that's where I want to end the show today, ladies and gentlemen. I was drinking the Kool-Aid just like most of you back in the day. I was believing their lies and deceit, but guess what? It's not going to happen this time. I am fully awake. I've been more awake than I have in my entire life about the world and the world around me and the reality around me. And I'm all in. I found my tribe. I found my friends where I need to be. This is exactly what I need to be doing. And until the man's elected, Trump is reelected, gonna have to reevaluate everything after that. Because after that, I'll be taking a little break, just like I know a lot of my friends will be, because him getting the reelection is everything, and we have to be ready to smite them all. And the war is online right now. It is a digital war of information. Meme warfare. It's all out there. It's not in the Middle East. Certainly not in the Middle East now. It's right here in front of you guys. And each and every one of you are important to this fight. Each and every one of you. I don't care how small your account is. It does not matter. I say this all the time. It does not matter. Red pill your friends. Red pill your family. If that's all you can do, that's great. You red pill one person, it doesn't matter. Don't force and push issues down people's throats. Present them questions. Ask them questions. That seems to be the most effective way when I do this. So that's where I want to leave you off, guys. So on your way out, please go check out the merch store. When you go to new to old, you're gonna see the new merch. My brother literally just made this new design today called Fill That Seat. You got the new hat there, the Where We Go One hooded t-shirt, V-neck, hoodies, cups, mugs, Where We Go One, We Go Wall, Punisher, water bottles. We got everything. The hats again, glassware, wine tumblers. We got stuff that you're not going to get anywhere. So go check it out, guys. I guarantee you're going to find something you will love. We got the Woke Society's merch, of course. The blue American flag to support our police, our veterans, Trump 2020 hats, Orange Man Rad. We got everything. The thank you hats. There are 7 pages of stuff, guys, to go check out. And it all goes back to support local businesses and this channel to help me do this on a full-time basis. It's all appreciated. For the diehard fans out there, the Patreon's growing. We are almost at 100 patrons. We need 10 more to hit the 100 goal. You can do a $5, $15, $25, guys. You don't even have to do these tiers. You can do $1. You can do $17. You can do whatever you want. You get an extra live stream out of me every week when you sign up for one of these. It is great, and we have a great time. And it's very personal and private. It's a small group of us, and I do a stream, and you guys can literally ask me any questions. I hang out with the chat, and we just have a good night. And that's on Monday nights. I might be doing that on Mondays and Fridays. So go check out the Patreon. And of course, guys, before you leave, you can do $1, you can do $17. Go check out the Woke Society's YouTube page. Most of you already have. Go check it out. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let everyone know we are the news now. You guys were great. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I know there was a Trump rally on. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm not mad. I didn't take it personal. I totally get it. Trump is way cooler than I am. Yes, Little Cat B. Little Cat, you're there every Monday. Tell everyone how great of a time the Patreon is every Monday. It's really fun. It's a good time. So, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a joy. On the way out, check out the merch store. Check out the sponsor, Flip City Mag. Go look at their magazine. It's affordable. It's an awesome product. It'll make you laugh. It's really great stuff. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the show. So, as I always say, please stay safe out there. We are getting closer to the election. It's going to get hairy out there. So stay safe, stay warm, and stay woke. Good night, everybody.